Well, hello, it is I, or an expert. Today we're going to be doing some tier listing. Number 17, it's going to be a Merlin special. We're going to be doing green Merlin, blue Merlin, and of course, red Merlin. All the base Merlins. Yes, it's one of those types of days. I was going to do Escanor, like the base Escanor, but I don't have his Holy Relic. So we're just going to settle for Merlin, his wife. Yeah, there's nothing too crazy with this one, because they're all pretty scaling the same way in majority content. But you know us, we're gonna go in depth about each one of these characters and how they excel, what they suck at, which the majority suck. We're gonna give them their grading, and then put them on the tier list. So with that out of the way, be sure to like and subscribe. This is just a little interesting video because again, this is just throwaway week because Escanor comes out next week. And that's gonna be the next video. We're gonna be summoning on him, and that's about it. So let's just do a tier list video while we can, before things get a little crazy with Escanor teams. So let's go ahead and get going. Now, before I get started, I do want to say that I really did enjoy how I did the hot seat edition of the tier list, how just explaining the characters without actually going through all the different contents and showing the teams I used. It's way better if I just explain them here while I just look at their skills. So yeah, that's what we're going to do this video as well, just to make it a little more condensed and a little more simple. There's nothing going to be too crazy out there, so we're just going to go in and talk about it. I guess I should have talked about the passive first, but we all know what Green Merlin does. She has an ult drain card. This is pretty nice. Yeah, I don't have gear on these characters, so they're not going to do crazy damage to him, nor are they leveled up. Then her second ability is a shield, which is pretty cool, I guess. It's not the best in terms of most content in the game, but you know, it's fine. Then her ultimate disables attack, and then she also has a combined ultimate. So I guess we could watch both of them for the one time, because all the Merlins share the same ultimate, so we might as well just watch it for the one, for the nation and all. I see. Because we know we're not going to see this ultimate anytime soon. What is this? Combined Tornado 7. Okay, let's see what we got. I don't know what Arthur that is, but sure. Yeah, that's the skills. Her passive is the butt of this character. Oh, you can't look at her passive here? Okay, that's kind of dumb. So her passive consists of, you know, the ult drain. Wait, what? Why is the board moving? That's weird. Fills allies ult gauge by 1 at the start of battle. Pretty easy, pretty simple, pretty crazy in certain stances. Then her Holy Relic increases unknown allies' damage dealt by 35%, which is honestly pretty good. That's not a bad Holy Relic, to be completely real. That's very easily cheesy if you use it on the right teams. So let's go ahead and break down Green Merlin, starting with, you know, the good old faithful PvP. I mean, I could do this for each of them, but you know, I'll just keep it simple for now. Green Merlin, like, this is very simply, she's a meta character for PvP, because if you want to run an ult rush team, no matter what ult rush team is going to be, Green Merlin's going to be on that team. And so the actual one of the oldest characters in the game is still technically meta to this day in terms of PvP standing, because without her you can't ult rush, or either that or you got to use like ult fu, and that's just a little annoying. Using her and ult fu, you can ult rush damn near 2 characters. Well, no, you can't. You merge whatever extra card you got and then use the other 2 cards for someone else. So yeah, she's still meta. She's not good in terms of her damage output, but her passive alone carries her. Her hasn't been carrying her through the years. So yeah, that's an easy dub there. Now with her being green, we can talk about deathmatch. Oh well, did I say no? I didn't say her points. PvP, she gets 3 points for PvP. Three points being meta. So deathmatch, she is green, so that inquires Belmoth. She has a ranged attack, so she can't even hit Belmoth at all. So that's already excluding 4 points from that. And well, next up is what, Grey Demon? Like, Grey Demon, she's okay, but like, yeah, she's not doing damage, and you know, there's better units out there to do the job. So her Gray Demon score. So I had to pause my recording. I genuinely forgot what I was saying. I'm gonna just say again. Yeah, no Belmoth. She can't do that. Ranged attack. Shield doesn't do anything. He removes buffs, and he would probably one shot. Gray Demon. Yeah, right. Gray Demon. She's not that good. Now that I'm thinking about it, because even with her ult drain and her shield, on her own, it's still gonna take forever to beat Gray Demon. She can beat it, yeah, on Hell. She can do it, but it's just going to take forever. 9 times out of 10, you can actually lose because of how long it'll take you to beat it with her on the front line, or even the back line for that matter. But then again, if you have her on the back line, it doesn't help you because you don't want to ult rush. You just want to 2-turn it. So ult rushing doesn't really help Gray Demon. So I can honestly give her 2 points for deathmatch, being she can clear extreme but is not the best, or not extreme, she can clear hell but it's not the best results. It'll take a while, especially when she's in front line, of course. So yeah, now on to knighthood boss. She can be good for certain moments in the knighthood bosses, like for instance the one specifically I'm thinking of is the one with the 2 swords. I don't remember his name. Is that excuse me. I'm not even gonna try to remember his name. But the guy with the 2 swords that does more damage to demons and the other sword does more damage to goddess, and he does more damage to giants or something like that. She's good for that, unironically. For ult rushing, like before, you know, goddess team became a thing and just ran through guild boss. She was pretty decent. So she can get 1 point for knighthood boss because she's still usable in that scenario. Like if she isn't, that would be very weird. So yeah, give her 1 point for that. Now on to Bird. Her being green doesn't really help her out. Her damage isn't that good. The shield is okay at best, but it'll probably break 9 times out of 10 because the shield just isn't that good. You're better off using King if that's the case, if you want to have a good shield. Because unlike King, Merlin shield doesn't give you like damage reduction or anything. It just tanks a little bit of damage. So you really don't want to be using this shield like at all. It's not that great. So in reality, her kit isn't that good in general for Deer, or not Deer, Bird. But in terms of being able to get to stage 3, yeah, she had to get carried through stage 1. And her stats are decent enough to not get absolutely obliterated just by pure damage from the Bird. So I can definitely say that she'll make it to floor 3 and beat floor 3. She might be a little bit of a support, but not major support. So I guess that'll be like the traditional 3 points for being able to get to floor 3. I've done it before with Merlin, but again, it's not that crazy, so you're not missing out on anything insane. On the other hand, we can skip over to Deer. Deer being the green unit, she only has 1 attack, but because she's green and she has 1 attack, and you want to have Jormungandr on the team, which is also a green unit, it's not that bad. And like, it's just not that bad, to be honest. So can she do it? Can she help in competing for floor 3? Honestly, yes. Because if you can decrease the ult gauge of the Deer on turns he's ulting, that's technically a free turn. And on top of that, you don't want to get ulted that much, even though his ult isn't that powerful. It can hurt us sometimes. So I can give her the 3 points, 4 points? No. I think I would give her 3 points as well for being an okay support. Yeah, she can get 3 points for Deer as well. That'll be pretty much fine for her. She's not gonna suffer too much. Now on Wolf, that's an easy one. Nothing. She gets 0 points for Wolf. She cannot get through any of that. She gets absolutely obliterated. Ain't no shot in hell she won't be. And last but not least, the miscellaneous, which is being for categories, Tower of Child's final boss, farming, and being in a specific lane. Tower of Trials, she's not good. but there is a store or probably a floor for her somewhere, but it's not like she's mandatory for anything. Final boss, she's okay. I can probably give her a point for, like, if you want to ult rush during final boss, then sure. So I guess I can give her a point for final boss. Farming, absolutely not, obviously, because of her cards. And then, what is it? Being good in a specific lane? Yes. She's the only unit in the game that will give you an ult gauge turn 1 and be in that as a sub. So she'll get 2 points for miscellaneous. Being good in a specific lane, being like the only unit, and then tower, well, no, not tower charge, final boss, if you really want to go that way. So that what gives her hold up, 14 points. That's what that is. It gives her 14 points. That puts her at something. We'll get to that in a second. So now that we're done with green Merlin, that was a little bit of a mouthful, not gonna lie. Now we're doing with her. Move on to blue Merlin. All right. Now while we're here, let's go ahead and talk about her cards. She has a single target attack that is only good at rank 2 and 3, to be honest. Rank 1 of this card is actually terrible. But yeah, it allows only the use of attack skills, which literally disables everything basically except for attacks. Then the level 3 does it again, but for 2 turns. Pretty good, to be completely honest. But a lot of characters are in attack meta nowadays, so it's not crazy good for PvP. And PvE, yeah, you already know, debuff immunity for every single enemy ever. And on top of that, she has an AoE decreased skill rank card. At rank 2 it does the same thing, and at rank 3 it does it, and it also depletes ult gauge depending on how many ranks you decrease of your skill. So it's not bad, actually. And then her ultimate being increase the hero's attack by 2% for every debuff applied on the enemy. Now, in conjunction with like her single target, it could be okay. But at the same time, if the single target's ability was on the AoE, that would be way more buffs to get out and a lot more DPS for your girl. So that's just my thoughts about that. Let's look at her skills since we're here. Let's run through them. She has some decent animation. They're not bad at all, to be honest, especially for the time. One of those day 1 units. Like, it already has 4 buffs, 4 debuffs, I mean. And yeah, you just can't look at your characters in here. That's weird. But yeah, you already know what the ultimate looks like, so we gotta worry about that. But now on to the scoring. PvP, I would give her bad. Blue Merlin is like not good. Her cards are cool, but herself and like her stats are just gonna get one tapped. Like, genuinely. Like, I know the green and red Merlin will also be in the same boat because they share the same stats, kind of. But at the same time, they all have different stats, which is kind of funny, even though they're all the same name character. What was it? Blue Merlin has the highest attack of the 3, or something like that. It was something weird. But I would definitely have to give her 1 point, if anything. Because she's not meta, so she can't get 3 points. She's not good, but she's fun. So 2 points wouldn't be the worst case scenario. But I guess I'll settle for 1 point, giving her the mid. Because it's very, very simple. Green Merlin's the best. Like, I can just put that out now. Green Merlin is the best of the base Merlins. Red Merlin is the second best. And then Blue Merlin is the worst. Like, that's in terms of PvP, that's literally how it's gonna go. They all perform very differently because they all have very different skills. Luckily for them. So yeah, that's gonna sum that up. Now, deathmatch, blue unit, red demon. She pretty much can no differ, just like any other normal blue unit. Her damage is not bad, and you can also debuff red demon, so her damage can be better. Even though I don't know if her passive works in deathmatch. I think it does because it's not crazy or anything. So in terms of her own lane, you know, she gets the easy 3 points because it's red demon. Knighthood boss, that's an easy one. 0, she sucks. There's nothing to even talk about when it comes to that. She's just very bad for the boss. Now, bird, she can do 4-3, and she can put him a decent fight, even without the whole debuff thing with her passive. Her passive sucks, so you can't rely on her passive because it's just bad. So in terms of that, she can get 3 points. She's not doing the major DPS, so she's not going to get the full 4, but she can definitely get 3. Now, Deer, she's a blue unit, so she can carry her own weight. And honestly, she's not that bad. I don't even have her level 100, and I was able to clear it. She's level 80. Like, I was able to do Deer relatively okay. Like, it wasn't the worst idea I've ever had in my life. So, I would give her a 3 for Deer. Yeah. She can get a 3. That'll be okay. That, yeah, 3 is okay with me. I can feel that. In Wolf, of course, she gets 0 because none of them can compete. That's just straight across the board. All of the Merlins will get a 0. They suck for Wolf. And now, miscellaneous. Farming, no. Tower Trials, yes. There is a one of the floors you actually think you need her. Final boss, no. I don't think it was ever a moment. No, there was a final boss. It was like Deanne, I think, that you needed Blue Merlin with. I think it was Deanne. It was one of them. I don't remember what. So I guess you can give her a point for final boss. So yeah, I'll give her that. And being dying, Tyrion. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Listen, I'm actually dying. Okay, I apologize for the performance in this video. I'm really trying my hardest to get this out. So, yeah, again, the last one, what is it? Being good in this specific lane, that's going to be a no. So overall, she gets 2 points for miscellaneous, and that puts her at 12 points. So, Green Merlin's at 14, Blue Merlin's at 12, and that's about that. There's nothing else to talk about her, to be honest. She's very straightforward. Same with the other Merlin. Once we get to her, she has a very straightforward fucking opinion. So, yeah, we're just gonna end that there and head over to Red Merlin. Now, when it comes to Red Merlin, she's definitely the funnest of the 3 characters because she's actually usable in the front line of PvP. But that's besides the point. That's only one aspect of my entire tier list. So, we already got her down for PvP. I gave her 2 points being good / fun. She's a very fun unit for PvP and toxic. Now we can skip that, and we're also skipping Wolf because she also got 0 for that too. She can't do anything. Now, let's talk about Deathmatch. Original Demon? Huh, look at that. Absolutely not. She cannot compete, so she doesn't get the full 4 points. And then Crimson Demon, unfortunately, she also can't complete there either. So she's not getting the full points. I'm getting ahead of myself because I genuinely forgot to explain what she does, but we already know what she does. It's base Merlin. She disables recovery, cool, and then she freezes, cool. And her passive increases pierce rate by 10% for each orb and increases by additional 50 if she has it full. She doesn't have a pierce rate card though, so the passive kind of sucks. She'll have 100% pierce rate at max gauge basically, or 100 plus, but it still sucks. So yeah, let's go to the preview. I really am getting ahead of myself. I just got discombobulated out the ass. Let me just say that, get the deathmatch out of the way since we already were in the middle of it. Deathmatch, she's gonna get yeah, she's also gonna have to get 2 points after thinking about it, because I couldn't give her 3 because her damage is just not good. Let's look at her skills. Like, the damage ain't there for her, like, at all. Even though I get it, mine's level 80s. Even, like, I've seen level 100s in action. It's not good. And then on top of that, Crimson Demon is also immune to debuffs outside of phase 3. And what, recovery disable doesn't cuck him at all. And he's immune to freeze, so the freeze does not help you. At all. Like, you get the bonus damage from breaking a freeze target, but again, you can't freeze him. So I'm gonna give her 2 points for Deathmatch. And that's about that. Moving on, we got Knighthood Boss. Another one of those situations. Her freeze is good, but again, that comp isn't good anymore. So she can get 1 point for Knighthood Boss. To go into more detail, back in the day, you used to run Helbram, Gustav, Derriere, and Gother. For the freeze with Gustav with the 200% extra damage into the Derriere ult, You can do the same thing with, but replace Gustav with Merlin. Granted, if you're using Green Gother, you won't get the passive, right? But it's fine. You still get the crazy nuke damage, and you pretty much get the score you need to get all the rewards from Knighthood boss. And that's fine. But nowadays, Goddess team out DP, not out even DPs really. They outscore that team pretty hard. And on top of that, with the new Shield Hero character Kazuna, she can easily demolish that. With Gother Relic on top of that, you do stupid damage for free. So she'll get the 1 point for that. She's not that good anymore, and definitely not that mandatory. So yeah. Now we're moving on to Bird. She's very, and I mean like very bad. This freeze does absolutely nothing. So if you get too many freezes, you're screwed. And then again, recovery disabled. It's cool, I guess. You can do a little cheap chip damage, but it's not going to be anything that makes the game any different. So I'll give her 2 points for Bird, like deadass. Well, not 2. I meant to say 3. Because regardless, you can get to floor 3 and beat floor 3 with her on the team. And she'll survive. Like 3 is basically the minimum number you can get from Bird. Unless you just suck so bad you can't get carried by the best units, and you just get absolutely obliterated like Simon did, I think. So where he got 2 points in Bird. Yeah, most people are going to get 3 points. They'll get 4 points if they're actually good units to use. So there's that. So yeah, 3 points for Deer. And then we got, not Deer. I keep getting those mixed up, man. I'm telling you. I am dying. I am so sorry. Again, 3 points for Bird. Deer, she's red. She has 1 attack though. The freeze isn't an attack. It won't even work. So getting through it with her will be annoying. But can she do it? The answer is no. She'll get stuck at phase 2 because her damage is just not good enough to even carry through the red cycle of rotation. Because you're just not going to do enough with her at all. So actually speaking, she'll only get to 4-2. So she'll actually get 2 points for Deer. We already went through Wolf. She gets 0 points for that. And then miscellaneous wise, Tower of Childish, she's good. There's one stage where freezing is kind of necessary and she can work for that. Final boss, no. Farming, no. And being good in a specific lane, that's a no. So out of the Merlins, she's the only one that's only good in one category, and that's Tower of God. Okay, I need to stop talking. This is what happens when you live record and not have a script. Oh my god, I feel like I'm just saying words now. But, okay. 1 point for Tower of Trials, not Tower of God. Jesus, Mother of Lord, Savior, Christ person, man. So, let's go ahead and get her points. 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11. She got 11 points. That's kind of funny. She would have had a high score, but her cartridges don't work in PvE. So, yeah, that's the thing. Let's go ahead and put these on the tier list now. And now we are here on the tier list. Now, again, we're going to go back through the points. Green Merlin came out on top with 14, followed by Blue Merlin, which has 12, and Red Merlin, who has 11. So, Green Merlin first, she has 14 points again, that puts her at B tier. And that puts her right behind or with Twigo, actually. And that would put you right up with these 3 up here. So, would I say Green Merlin is better than, put it like Rem? Probably not, to be honest. Rem is way more useful in terms of PvP or in just practicality. And in a 1v1 scenario, I could definitely see Rem beating Merlin. So I'll put Rem behind Merlin in front of Twigo. That would make sense to me. And that about puts her there. Now with, what, Red Merlin? She had 11 points, right? Yeah, Red Merlin 11 points, put her in C tier. So with her getting 11 points, that puts her behind Valenti? Yeah, Valenti has 11 points too. Benimoro has 12. So is Red Merlin better than Green Valenti? Nah, I'm gonna be real. Valenti kind of crazy in any like situation, to be honest. Her passive is cracked. Red Merlin's not so much. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave her there. Now, Blue Merlin has 12 points. that gives her in her front or behind Benny Mara, because not Merlin, the Ragnarok Diane right here got 13 points. So I would definitely say Benny Mara was better in any situation. So I'll put her behind Benny Mara, and that'll be it. I got our best Merlin, which is green Merlin, being in B tier, and both blue and red Merlin C tier. And that'll be it. We're done here. I think we're about summed it up. Our list is getting a little bit interesting now. A lot of mid characters like Deadass, because B is right in between. Yeah, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, mid is B tier. So according to my scoring, Amelia, Jormungandr, Sigurd, Matrona, Ram, Merlin, Twigo, Green Mono, and Blue Diane is mid. And honestly, I can see that. Amelia kind of fell off. Jormungandr is definitely only used in one thing, and she's only good in one thing. Matrona is definitely mid. Sigurd is kind of mid, kind of. In PvP, he's kind of cracked though, but he's definitely a mid character altogether. Ram is also mid, but in PvP, her passive carries her hard though. So PvP, she's pretty good. Merlin's also mid. Her passive carries. Twigo is mid. His passive and Holy Relic carries. Diane, I don't even know how she got here, but got that lucky. Anyways, that'll be the end of the video. I wish to see y'all Tuesday, where the one Ultimate Escanor comes out, and we can actually, you know, get good content for once. Even though we're gonna be a week behind and everything's already been used. So, yay! Love to see that. But regardless, we're gonna be wrapping it up here. I will see y'all in the next video. Yeah, peace.